Hi, I'm Shalene from TSC Tuition, and today I'll be talking about the right way to do a brainstorm for an English essay. Hopefully, brainstorming is a process that you are already familiar with. If you're not, a brainstorm is essentially thinking time about a very difficult question. If someone asks you a difficult question, you want to think about it before you answer. So that's where your brainstorming comes in. And it's why I ask my students to do a brainstorm before they come up with a contention. Now, there are many ways to brainstorm, and it's like the right way to eat. Depends on who you are, depends on your culture, depends on where you're from, depends on what you're familiar with. But what I like to do with my students is to make sure that they've got a really solid, brainstorming map looking thing by the end of it that they can use for their text essays. I ask my students to always have the keywords in the middle of the brainstorm, and then to have connected to it big ideas. Now these are usually themes. So for example, if you're brainstorming about Romeo and Juliet, and your prompt is, is how much free will is there in Romeo and Juliet? So you might, in the middle, free will, Romeo and Juliet. And then as a big idea, you might have fate as a big idea. And then as another big idea, you might have love, or anger, or brash decisions, etc., things like that. So you've got these big ideas. And then linked to that, you should have smaller ideas that fold into that big idea. So if your big idea is fate, you might have smaller ideas like foreshadowing. There's a lot of foreshadowing going on in Romeo and Juliet. You could talk about the prologue, where the whole story is essentially laid out in the prologue. So these are your smaller ideas. And then connected to your smaller ideas, you then put your quotes and events, sort of more specific bits of evidence. The reason why I don't like having the evidence connected directly to the keywords or even to the big idea itself is that it's very tempting then to just write about that evidence rather than writing about the ideas or the themes of the prompt. And what a good text essay should do is talk about the ideas and the themes and things like that we find in the text rather than what happens, which is the evidence. And so I find that if you have keywords, big idea, small idea, and then evidence, it sets you up in a really good place to write those body paragraphs, because in that group of big idea, small idea, and evidence, you've got what themes you're going to be talking about. You've already thought about how you're going to flesh out those big themes, which is the smaller ideas, and you've got evidence to support everything that you're saying. So there you go, that's my advice for brainstorming for an English text essay. If you'd like to get some one-to-one tutoring, please contact me via Facebook or the website. Like, subscribe to all the channel pages to keep updated with the latest tips. Thanks for watching.